Welcome to the deep dive. We take your sources, your materials, and try to really pull out those surprising nuggets of insight.
That's the plan.
And today, wow, we're plunging into some really, really ancient concepts. Burnt offerings, sacrifice, judgment, stuff that sounds almost archaic.
Right. But the mission here, looking at these texts you've shared, is to see how they connect to, well, some pretty deep philosophical and theological ideas.
Yeah, we're merging ancient texts with these bigger thoughts. And frankly, what comes out is pretty remarkable.
Exactly. It's about uncovering how these, seemingly simple rituals actually reveal complex truths. We're talking sin, free will, divine justice.
Even the nature of existence versus non-existence.
Precisely. And you might be surprised, really, at how deeply it all connects back to our own sort of human experience today.
Okay, all right, let's dig into this then. Burnt offerings, first thought, maybe simple ritual. But the sources, they point to something more complex, don't they? A duality.
They really do. That's a crucial insight these texts highlight. The fire and the offering, it's not just one thing. It symbolizes two incredibly powerful but distinct divine acts simultaneously.
Two acts in one symbol. So what are they?
Well, on one hand, it represents the Son's sacrifice, that agony, that feeling of abandonment by the Father, which he endured for humanity, an ultimate act of love.
Okay, love and sacrifice. But the other side?
The other side is divine wrathful judgment. The same fire, the same symbolic act, is what consumes Satan and his followers. Think the lake of fire described in the texts.
Wow, so ultimate love and ultimate judgment wrapped up in the same symbol. That's quite a juxtaposition.
It is, but the sources, they're very careful to make a critical distinction here. A distinction between the suffering of abandonment.
And something much more final, right? More absolute.
Exactly. The Son endured abandonment. He felt that profound separation, that relational break from the Father. But, and this is key, the texts are incredibly clear. This was not the second death.
Ah, the second death. Let's pause there. What do the sources say that is?
They define it as total annihilation, like a burning away of existence so complete that a creature just ceases to impact creation. It's gone.
Gone, gone. Not just separated, but erased.
Right. The Son, though, he overcame death. Resurrection. He experienced abandonment. Yes, a terrible suffering. But crucially, not that absolute eradication.
So that second death, that annihilation, is reserved for others.
For those who are utterly abandoned by the Father because they fundamentally rejected divine love, it leads, from the Creator's perspective, to their complete non-existence.
And this ties into free will, doesn't it?
It does. The argument in the texts is, look, if the agony of being burned, that annihilation, happened instantly with every sin, well, nobody would sin, but it would be out of fear, not love.
Not a genuine choice.
Exactly. God's design, as presented here, allows for a true, uncoerced choice. Ultimate judgment is deferred.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, central to all this is another fascinating concept the sources bring up. The beast.
Yes, the beast. It's used to describe creatures without love, those who reject divine commandments, living by instinct, by force. Satan himself being the prime example.
Right, but then they introduce this really revolutionary idea, the flawless beast, which sounds like a contradiction.
It does, doesn't it? I mean, think about it. How could any created being, any beast in that sense, possibly be flawless? Our free will, unless it's perfected by love, it inevitably leads us to fall short, right? To become self-driven.
Driven by self-interest, yeah.
But the Son, he became a beast only in the sense that he took on our cursed mortal flesh, our human condition, which is prone to becoming that self-driven beast.
But he didn't succumb.
He remained absolutely flawless, upheld God's commandments perfectly, even in that state. And this act, offering himself as that flawless beast, becomes the ultimate proof.
Proof of what?
Proof that the commandments can be kept. It exposes Satan's core lie, that it's impossible, and it justly confirms the judgment for those who choose force and self-interest over divine love.
That reframes sacrifice completely. The flawless sacrifice proving the law can be followed.
Wow. It's a powerful theological argument presented in these texts.
So wrapping up this deep dive, we've covered a lot. Sacrifice is both atonement and judgment. That crucial difference between abandonment and total annihilation.
And the beast versus the flawless beast.
Yeah. For me, distinguishing abandonment from annihilation really shifts how you think about justice, And the flawless beast idea, it's kind of mind-blowing. What's the takeaway for you and for you listening?
Well, connecting it back, The sources hint that maybe faint forms of that abandonment feelings we might have, like deep depression or that sense of existential emptiness, maybe they echo these bigger distinctions in some small way. So the final thought to leave you with is this. Considering that profound difference between the son's suffering of abandonment and the total annihilation of the second death, and thinking about these faint echoes we might sometimes feel, what new perspectives does this deep dive offer you on suffering, on justice, and maybe on the ultimate path towards becoming God's true image?
Something to definitely mull over. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.